understanding the connection between leadership and team performance is an important factor for the development of successful organizations. Equally important is measuring performance. The performance of leaders is crucial for successful goal setting and ensuring that the right leaders put in place the right teams. Several approaches are used to evaluate leadership effectiveness. These include trait, behavioral, situational, and the transformational leadership approach.
The trait approach assesses an individual's traits and directs the individual to areas where he or she may have specific strengths or weaknesses using the leadership trait questionnaire. It proposes that organizations can specify traits that are important to them for specific occupations and then use the leadership trait questionnaire to determine whether an individual meets those requirements. This is intuitively enticing since it readily fits into a widespread belief that leaders are exceptional individuals. That said, the method has resulted in subjective lists of the most significant leadership characteristics.
The behavioral approach proposes that leaders engage in two primary types of behaviors: task behaviors and relationship behaviors. A leader behavior description questionnaire, LBDQ, is then used to assess initiation of structure and consideration. The behavioral approach is a trustworthy strategy because it is validated by several studies. However, researchers have been unable to link the leader's actions to outcomes such as morale, work satisfaction, and production.
The situational leadership approach proposes that effective leadership assesses the development level of followers and then exhibits the prescribed leadership style that corresponds to that situation. This is regarded as a practical strategy that is simple to understand and apply. The drawback is that the method does not include suggestions for how leaders might apply this strategy in group situations as opposed to one-on-one settings.
The Multi-Factor Leadership Questionnaire, MLQ, is the most extensively utilized measure of transformational leadership and transactional leadership behavior. It is a recent model that has gotten a lot of attention from researchers, however, still lacks conceptual clarity.
Evaluating team performance is also an important element of how the team is working. Several tools are used to evaluate team effectiveness, including IDES's team development model, end of project evaluation, observing group processes. IDEA proposes that good managers and leaders should have full command of individual needs, team needs, and task needs.
Team effectiveness can be evaluated retrospectively at the end of a project or at a specific stage in the group working process. Observing group processes is another way of analyzing and evaluating team processes. This entails one team member observing the team and meticulously recording what members say and do. They also take note of how other team members react and how this affects the team's performance.
The output of team evaluations informs team performance planning. To ensure the success of team performance planning, leaders must be transparent, be timely with feedback and reviews, provide resources, communicate clearly, and be available for assistance.
What cannot be measured cannot be managed. This is true for every area of an organization, including leadership. Evaluating and measuring leadership effectiveness create opportunities for growth and improvement and leads to greater team effectiveness.